let's find the following and let's type it here to find how could we access this stuff. Let's say that I do have the following list. I do have L1, and L1 is equal, okay, L. This L equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then follow stop. I do have L1 and here L2. It is a list consists of 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's save it. And then let me call it back again, going to the home directory, to the prolog. And then I have to close the previous calling for that, and then I have to call it back again. There is an error, so we can't assign the L1 and L2 in this format. So I think it might be equal. I'm not sure, but let us try it. Okay, let's say save. I have to figure it out. Well, let's go back again. No error. So basically, let me check it and I'll be back to you. How can I assign a variable in a prolog language? I'll find it at the end of the class, or I will record it as a new section. Now let's find the following. If I need to access a list and I need to find what we have mentioned in the list. Here we do have the member, and then let's say, yeah, I don't care about the list. Okay, let's say that I do have the list, and look here about my list. I do have a list, and this list consists of the head and tail, and this head and tail is equal to the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay? Done. And then I need to retrieve what's the value of H and what's the value of the tail. Now let's go here. Oh, I keep having errors. I don't know why. Well, let me check here the prolog programming languages. Let me save it back again. There should be a problem here. Save. Okay, prolog. I think it's been closed. Okay, now it works. So basically, it looks like that I did save something wrong. The unification, I think it's simply you could say L, or if I open a new, let's say prolog, an empty one, and then I will say that A is equal to the list. I think this is the way of assign. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, and then I will say full stop, then it will give me false. It doesn't assign it. Okay, if I say that I do have the list which consists of the head as a variable, sorry, it is true that this is false because as a constant A, it cannot be a list. But as a variable, if I'm gonna say that this is equal to the list 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, and then I will say full stop, then this is true. So could you figure out? Because this is a constant. You cannot assign a constant to the list, but you could simply assign a variable to the list. Look here carefully what I have done. Okay, now let's see what I can do. Let's say that I need to access the head and tail of A. So basically I could say that I need to access the head and the tail part, which has to be with the vertical line, and then the tail part, and I have to assign it to A. Then what's going to happen if I press full stop? It will give me H equal 1 and the tail is the list. Look here carefully. A, it's equal to the H and tail. Let's say right now that I do have the following list, H and tail, which is equal to the list consists of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then full stop. Here the head is equal to 1, the tail is equal to 2, 3, 4, 5 as a list. Now let's say that I don't care about the odd number, but I do care about the even. I could do it as a fixed. I could fix my code by saying, for example, I don't care about the first element, but I do care about the second element. I don't care about the third element. I do care about the fourth element, okay? I don't care about the fifth element, or that's it. I do care about the fourth, and I don't care about the fifth element, and my tail, it has to be an empty set, true or not. So this will equal to the list, which consists of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, and full stop. Listen here. X will equal to X2 will equal 4, and the tail will be the empty list, because I don't care about the last element. Yes, this is number 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so see, I do forget to separate the fourth element, that I don't care this underscore. So this has been used as a variable name, underscore x2. But let's try to do what I was planning to do here. If I'm gonna return back and put the comma, which I missed it here, and then press enter, so that's what is happening. So you have to be basically very careful in Prolog. You have to detect immediately your mistakes. Let's say right now, I do right now understand how can I ignore certain elements, how can I access certain elements in a list. Now let's try to define the function member. If number 2 is a member in the list, how can I define it? So basically you have to write a code. How could you write the code as the following? Okay, so you need basically to find the A as a list, and this list consists of the numbers. Okay, and then you need to define whether 2 is a member in this element or not. So basically you need to define member as a function member, and this member consists of the element, and the second element will be the list, which consists of the X, if it is the head, and the tail, which I don't care. So that will give you true. But it could be in the tail part. So how could you access that it is in the tail part? You have to define it recursively. How could you do that? By X, comma, and then here this part, you have to say that you don't care about what is the head, but you do care about the tail, and then this will equal, look here, it's exactly what I did define it. You don't care about the head, you do care about the tail, and you're gonna call it recursively, and that's what you have to say here. So it is a member, back again, X, comma, tail as a variable. So let's see what's going to happen here. Let's save it. Hopefully that we don't have any mistake. So basically we will get out of this. We will go to the home directory, double click on it. There is an error actually. Okay, so we have to go back to the program and find it. I don't need this. So let's say that A and A is the list, consists of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is a list, and okay, I think that's true. So you need to find if X is a member of A, and then you need to find if X. Let me check here back again, if you wouldn't mind. Okay, I could pass it immediately, actually. All right, no problem. Okay. So here, it has to be the list. X, append, tail. Okay. You don't care about this part, or you don't care about this part, then you don't care about the head, you care about the tail, and then that like that. I wish that this gonna work. So it needs a little bit of a practice actually. Basically, I will be a liar if I told you you won't find any problem in that. So here, listen, no permission to modify statistical closure equal, no permission. So I can define the equality inside a file. Okay, no problem. So basically, what can I do to solve this problem? I could say, this is a function member. I need to find is2 is a member in the list 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I will save it. Save. Error. Unexpected. Okay, I forgot the full stop then. That's what's gonna happen. Save. So, save, not find, sorry. Save, and then I will go back again. Okay, no problem. So, let's say, if I'm gonna ask member, is it a member in the list 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5? Is member E2, is it a member in the list consists of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then full stop? It's gonna tell you true because it is a member. Then if you're gonna ask member, is the 6 is a member in the list 2, 3, 4, 7, 9, it's gonna tell you it is false. Now, let's try to find how can I define a summation, okay? Basically, how could you define a summation? So, you need to define a sum function, and the sum function normally, try to think about it, okay? Try to find the sum. How could you define the sum of the list, okay? Basically, you need to access the list. You do care about the head, and then you have what to do. You have every single time to assign the head with the sum. So the sum, it will give you, let's define a variable called x, and then you're gonna access the head. Okay? Okay, what I did, I don't know. Okay. I will reopen the file back again. Okay, so I will define sum, and this sum will consist of the variable which is going to return the value, and this variable will access a list, and this list consists of the head, and I don't care about the tail part. No, and the tail. So this is basically, it has to return this as a function. You want to define it, okay? So you have to define it in such a way that x gonna take the x plus h, okay, as a variable, okay? And then you have to access the tail element by element. Due to the time constraint, 31 minutes right now my session, so this is basically the list part. Try to think about the following, how to define the sum of the list. Okay, try to find it out. How could you define the average of the list? Try to define it also. How could you, let's say, print the even number in the list? Okay, how could you get the summation of the even number in the list? Okay, many further question you could find it. by yourself, and you have to search about it. Try to use a lot of your time and try to practice it. As many time you're gonna spend it, you will be better in this. So take care and goodbye. I'll try to provide you with a suggested question and the solution. Try to practice it on the Prolog programming languages. Goodbye.